No sweat.
Hold on, now let's think about it. Much better. It's a wild here, so.
I'll just put one more in here real quick.
Get my shit bag. Oh yeah, and I figured out something.
No sweat. All right. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshai Baruch Katham, to all my brothers. Yahweh Shabbat Lathabah Shem Yahshai, to all my sisters. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. We've been teaching since 1969 under Commanding General Yohanan that the so-called Negro, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Indians are the Lord's chosen people, according to the Bible, according to these scriptures and these records that the Lord has given us through the inspiration of the men of the Lord. We've come to find out that we are the Lord's chosen people, and we teach that, you know, keeping these laws and doing the work of the Lord under the tutelage of Commander General Yohanan, the ISBK, is the only way to get through that door. You know what I mean? Christ said this. Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. And a lot of people this month have fallen under the perception of who they consider to be a deity or a God called Christ, and celebrated the birth, or I'm going to say that, called Jesus, and celebrated the birth of baby Jesus on the 25th. And what you don't understand is judgment with the Lord can be swift, it can be unexpected, but judgment is not slack. So, you know, all month we've been warning you about celebrating these American holidays by practicing the customs of the heathens. We've warned you about worshiping idols. And, you know, despite these warnings, you've chosen your own judgment in the situation, in the matter. So the UPK and the men of the Lord under Commander General Yohanan, we're doing our job, and we're going to continue to do our job. And before we get started, what we'll talk about today is we're going to talk about another wicked celebration that's coming tomorrow night, New Year's Eve, and we're going to go through the history of, or in the origins of where New Year's Eve came from. But before we get started, if there's any questions online, ask your questions. Listen, we ain't got no time to waste. The Lord said this, that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You know what I mean? Meaning,
We got a dude on Periscope, the GOAT.
the GOAT.
Well, there's more after the GOAT, but I ain't gonna say it.
Go ahead.
But is this ISUPK?
Yes,
corporate.
yes, this is ISUBK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Depending on where you at, brother, there might be a school in your location. Just type in where you're at, and we can direct you to that school. If you're interested in learning this truth, definitely, put that in your machine over there and let us know. But if you have any questions, you can ask your questions, and clear your mind from, whatever false doctrine or Christianity that is still lingering in your mind. So just keep moving on, see who else got questions. We'll give it a minute, and then we'll get started. It's going to be an interesting class. A lot of people don't understand why they do the things they do. Some people say it's tradition. Some people, just follow the crowd. Some people, are just ignorant to just everything that's going on when it comes to these customs. And so the UPK continues to be continues to be a gnat or a mosquito that keeps trying to bite you in the midst. And really what we're doing is that we're fighting the lies with this truth. You know what I mean? Your whole life you've been lied to. Your whole life you've been listening to yourself and the doctrines that you've been fed. And so we're trying to get that out your mind and set you free. And the only way you're going to be able to be set free is to understand the wickedness of these holidays. Is to understand who the Most High is and who Christ really is, and not what not how the Christian church portrays Christ, but how the Bible portrays a man who was a revolutionary figure, who stirred up the masses, who shook the kingdom of the Roman Empire. I mean, this man showed the utmost humility, servitude towards the Most High, and showed us how to be a brother to each other. And this is what it's all about. It's all about brotherhood. And at this time, there's brothers in the world that are lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? They're lost in the ways of the world and the rudiments of the world. But no questions?
No questions as of right now.
All right, no sweat. Let's get started, man. Let's not waste no time. Okay, so let me just pull up let me just get on the same page with you. Okay, so we're gonna go over New Year's Eve, New Year's, and why it's forbidden to go out there tomorrow night and revel with the drunkards, why it's forbidden to humiliate yourself, and why it's forbidden to, worship an idol who we call Janus. In ancient Rome, Janus was the god of beginnings. He was the god of gates, the god of transitions, duality. You know what I mean? He was the god that put the doorway between time. And so a lot of people are gearing up for the new year, right? And they have New Year's resolutions that they essentially, goals that they want to accomplish.